Hello, good afternoon. Salamat sore semuanya. I am Mr. Marlon, and I was asked by a good friend of mine, Miss Dorothy, to be a part of this special event and to discuss with you an interesting topic related to the theme Creative Industry Towards Sustainable Development. But before going further, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for giving me the chance to be a part of this special occasion. I am hoping that you will gain and learn a lot of knowledge from this session. So let's start. After contemplating about the theme Creative Industry Towards Sustainable Development, I decided to discuss with you an interesting, relatable, timely, and relevant topic, which is building community through literary arts amidst COVID-19 pandemic. It is important for all of us to know the different objectives set for this session, and they are as follow. First, discuss the meaning of literary arts. Second, identify the functions and importance of literary arts, especially poetry, in building community. And lastly, appreciate the benefits of literary arts in building community amidst pandemic. And to begin with, let us contemplate and analyze this quotation, which was written by yours truly. You are the magnificent painter of your life, the one who gives colors to your blank canvas. The beauty of the imagery in your painting is as brighter as your future. Don't let the colors fade. So in order for us to have an in-depth understanding about the meaning being conveyed by this quotation, let's talk about it. But it is very important as well to analyze these questions. First, what creative skills do you possess? Second, how will you use these skills to be an agent of change in your community? Together with this statement by Helen Keller, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. To answer question number 1, I am an educator, a speaker, a director, documentarist, a social worker, a poet, and a writer. But what do these skills of mine have in common? Basically, all of this tells a story. Technically, they are all forms of what we call literary arts. So, speaking of literary arts, what do you think is the meaning of literary arts? Well, literary art comes from two words, namely art and literature. Art means the expression of human feelings that have beauty value. It is something in the form of writing or stories that have artistic and cultural value that displays the beauty of speech and language to convey certain meanings. Why literary arts is very important in developing our skills in writing, and at the same time, how literary arts can help us to create a bigger community. Let's find out. To answer those questions, it is a must for all of us to understand the function of literary arts. And here are the functions of literary arts. First, conveying moral messages. Second, conveying criticism. Third, cultural preservation, making a sense of nationalism revive. Education facility, showing the truth of life in the form of a story in it. After the functions, we also have benefits of literary arts, and they are the following. First, enrich the spiritual audience, which in general, literature leaves a value and message to the audience, makes it able to enrich the spirit of the audience of literature. It is an example of the first benefit of literary arts. I wrote this poem entitled A Vision of Human Rights Advocate. Next, literary works of a country can also be famous in other countries. Then literary works also remain alive even though it was written hundreds of years ago. Another benefits of literary arts are language presented in beautiful and interesting literature. Literature contains culture so that the audience can become more civilized human beings. And here is the example of my poem to reflect to the other benefits of literary arts. And this poem of mine entitled The Echoes of the Heart from the Hills. This poem won the first place in English Poets Poetry Contest. After we learned a lot of things from literary arts, what can I do to help my community using my literary skills to at least lessen the burden of this COVID-19 pandemic? How about you? How can you use your literary skills in helping your community? In my case, I organized an organization called as KATULAD or KAsaysayan, TULA at Danas. Kasaysayan means history, TULA refers to poetry, and Danas means life experiences. This is a private organization of various students, teachers, youth, and other individuals from all over the Philippines and from different sectors of the society. It usually aims to enrich and to promote the rich culture, traditions, beliefs of our country by using our national language through poetry. So it was organized by graduate school students from College of Arts and Letters from the University of the Philippines, Diliman. It primarily aims to develop the skills or the literary skills of youth or other individuals in writing essays, poetry using the Filipino language. At first, we only had 100 members, but at present, we already have 581 members from different sectors of the society, including professionals such as teachers, engineers, writers, and others, And majority of this group is composed of students and youth. So in this organization, everyone is free to express themselves and at the same time to discuss matter related to literature and the use of Filipino language. We also set various competitions for our members in order to develop their skills in writing and to enhance their writing skills through observation and at the same time by learning something from the experts. One of the major projects of our organization was when we first published our book entitled Positibo Ako sa COVID-19. So this book is usually a compilation of various literary arts or poems by our members, and we put them into a book as a remembrance for our first project, successful project. And luckily, it is also available online through lulu.com. And it is also a part of various libraries in the Philippines. So there you are. As you can see, pictures of those youth or students who won several contests or competitions from the organization. Then here are the other contests or competitions that we organized. So this one is the recent competition. It is about writing in poetry and in essay. So in this picture, you'll be able to see members of KATULAD organization when we had our virtual awarding for all the winners of the said competition. So everyone has a smile on their face because it was a successful event for all of us. Another achievement of mine was when I published my second book entitled Juan's Panacea, Poetry of Emotions and Reflection. It talks about life experiences and how I dealt with those past experiences, either sad or happy. They are all memorable experiences, and then I put all of them into writing through my knowledge and skills of literary arts. Then aside from that, I also wrote several books in our own language which may be used by Filipino students in our country. So what are the uses in creating or in building a community? Using your literary skills to tell stories, it helps you to educate, to reflect, to create effect in the lives of those you have touched. Through literary arts, we were able also to organize several community outreach programs. As you can see in the picture, we called it as Community Food Pantry in Filipino, Pan Comunidad. We also have this donation drive, and members of the organization organized this for those victim by Typhoon Haiyan. So another thing about literary arts and gain support from various private and public organizations and from your school government units as your skills promote common visions and advocacies like theirs. So you can easily get support. Allow me to share this with you. You may feel overwhelmed with all the achievements and recognitions you may receive because of your great skills, but you should also remember that they are just temporary, because the true achievements are the ones that will leave marks and positive effects to the lives of those you have touched. So another thing is that through literary arts, it helps us to connect people from different parts of the world. I met a lot of writers all over the world when I joined various online competitions, and they taught me a lot of things about literature and how I can use the knowledge or the skills I have in helping and in creating a bigger community, especially at this point of pandemic. So there you are. Then through literary arts, it also helps to create impact in the lives of many. And you should always continue to inspire others through your gifts, such as talents and skills. Allow me to end this presentation. A community united by the ideals of compassion and creativity has incredible power. Art of all kinds, such as music, literature, traditional arts, visual arts, can lift a community. This one is according to Martin O'Malley. Thank you very much for listening. Sampai jumpa, terima kasih.